We're live. Now. Go.
Hello and welcome everybody to Salisbury on this beautiful day here down at the turf. The Sarum Knights taking on Kent. Stone, what do you think about today's game?
I think it's going to be a very interesting game. Two quality squads, especially this being Kent's first game of the year, even though they had two scrimmages before. I think Salisbury could take this one.
The Knights coming off a tough 2-1 defeat to Deerfield, but started well the season with a 3-1 win over Hopkins. Now we're going to show you some highlights of that game. There's something that's really calm, passes it across, and Yegbo takes a strike, and he scored! Oh my God! Thomas Yegbo from about 35 yards. He has belted that into the top corner. Who said he was injured? This kid can do it all. McIntosh outswinging delivery towards near post. Yegbo's there, but it's cleared away by the keeper. It comes towards the left foot. Seth Kellogg. Oh! Oh my goodness me! Bang! Seth Kellogg! Seth Kellogg scores an absolute screamer. Room 212 in Maine has been on fire for the Knights today as both the roommates strike and the Knights take a 2-1 lead. On the volley,
what
left
a goal.
foot, top right corner. That's a goal you'd be proud of scoring in FIFA, and he's done it in real life. Bolton towards the back post. John Biller's there. And it trickles in, and it's a goal! John Biller in his debut for the Knights has scored, and it's 3-1.
You're going to be going back on in about 4 or 5 seconds.
So there's some highlights that we've had from the first game. Obviously, unfortunately, the Deerfield game couldn't be streamed due to technical difficulties. But we're back here today. Everything's fine and working as the Knights look to get back to winning ways against Kent. Starting lineup for the Knights. At right back, Patrick McIntosh, who's been solid all year, alongside Diego Narvaez and Connor Bittner in centre of defence. Left back will be Gates Jansen. In the midfield, we've got Ian Smith and John Biller holding it down alongside Juan Levy. At the right wing, we've got Seth Kellogg. Left wing, Cameron Colton. And up top today is the fourth former, Alex Salvatore. What do you think about this start? Oh, and in goal is Wesley Cobb, excuse me. What do you think about the starting lineup? A few changes. Solid changes. Think the guys can come in and do a good job?
Definitely think the guys that are in this lineup today are definitely ready. They've clearly been practicing really hard throughout the week, and I think they're ready to take down these Kent Lions.
So starting lineup for Kent, we have Mecca Archjananun, Cameron Barravale, CJ Brito Trinidad, Alejandro Chumasiero, Rob Johnson, Victor Kang, Perry Kingston, George Paya Baricina, Ruben Pinchas, Mohamed Tall, and Mark Tienkin. Obviously, two notable names on here, the two Right to Dream kids, Perry Kingston and Mohamed Tall. Mohamed Tall last year in a 5-4 defeat for the Knights scored all 5 goals, so the Knights will be looking to lock him down today. Obviously, a very different defence to what was then there and a home game, so hopefully on this big turf, the new 4 guys can do a good job against him. So Motor gets us off and running, and the Knights are taking on Kent, trying to look better than what they did last year in a 5-4, 9-goal thriller, I must say. It was nice to be a part of that back and forth game. Unfortunately, the Knights were on the wrong end. Kent here pressing nearly down the right wing, and then Diego Narvaez has to clear it out. Motor sizing his way through, gives it off to Perry Kingston, who tries to take a shot, which is wide. And that'll be a goal kick for Wesley Cobb to take. Bit of early pressure for the Lions. What do you think about that, Sterling?
To be honest with you, that possession might be saying something. Looking to get quick shots off the whole game. Not really looking to set up, but just trying to pick through one spot in the defense and just take a quick shot.
Trying to test Wesley Cobb early as Juan Levy wins that header in midfield, and Alex Salvatore tries to hold up the play, but he's dispossessed. and the Lions will take control again. Cameron Colton there with the interception up to Alex Salvatore, who tries to spring for Ian Smith. Ian Smith in a one-on-one situation now against the Lions defender, tries to make him and get the pass through to Colton, but the ball bounces back to him, and then it's defended well, and the Knights win a throw in the offensive third. Good hold-up play there by Smith, trying to wait for his teammates to get involved. And Bittner will take the throw into Biller, who will try and strike one, and it's on goal, but calmly dealt with by the keeper. It's a good strike, that.
Yes, indeed. You can tell he lifts with that boot right there.
So the Knights win a free kick up the field now, and throwing up the field, and Seth Gelwag will take it. The Lions just taking control back in the defence. And a weak clearance there, but it's managed to be flicked on by the midfielder. And Smith on the pressure coming back, wins the ball high up the field. And he's done well to deal with 3 defenders there. And he'll spring 3 Colton. Colton using his pace to get on the end of that. Throws it across the face of goal. And it's onto the post by Salvatore. The rebound's just cleared away. Great possession there for the Knights as Gates Jansen looks to resettle. Ball bouncing around. Kent can't quite get it. And the ball trickles through. And Smith's there. And it's a good save by the keeper. Some very good pressure there from the Knights.
Very great pressure from the Knights right there. Some quality saves by the Kent goalkeeper as well.
And the goalkeeper for Kent will just try and settle the play down as the Knights onslaught there for the past couple of minutes.
Definitely can see the difference in speed with Cam Cohen and their defenders. He's definitely a different breed out there.
Now ball over the top will have to be dealt with well by Diego Narvaez and cleared away by Wesley Cobb. That was very well done and brought down nicely by Juan Levy, but he's dispossessed, but only as far as Seth Gelwag, who banks it off the Kent player and no one to throw in. Notable absences today again include the 2 star men for the Knights, Thomas Yegbor and Matteo Rufo. Matteo Rufo been plagued for the past year with an torn ACL, had to have surgery on it, but he's back in training and he's close to being match fit. Thomas Yegbor still with a niggle with his left quad, and also centre back Aidan McDonald with an injury to his hip flexor. So obviously a very weakened Knights squad with the notable absences of those 2 guys. But still a very strong squad indeed, you must say, with the way that some of the guys have been stepping up in the absence of these guys.
With the injuries to Yegbor and Rufo, I think Ian Smith's definitely one of the spotlight players to watch in tonight's game, because definitely going to have to lead the attack with 2 upperclassmen not being here. And as you can see, he's already looking pretty aggressive with a couple shots on that and a beautiful pass to Cameron Colton.
Obviously, Smith scored a goal yesterday, scored the consolation goal against Deerfield, which made the score 2-1. I'm sure he'll be looking to do the same again, but this time in a winning situation. There's a delay here as Gates Jansen will now take the throw in.
What a cannon.
Long throw, he kept in by Seth. It bounces back to Gates and knocks it up the field.
Good ball.
There's that man Smith on the ball again, trying to hold up the play. It's a 1-on-3 situation. He wriggles his way out of it. Passes it back to the calm Biller. There's a tough challenge there, but it's won back again by Gates Jansen. Excuse me. Patrick McIntosh is playing centre back today, and Connor Bittner will be playing right back. Patrick McIntosh has been solid all season so far at right back, using that pace that he has to track back and take down attackers for the opposition. See if he can translate that into the central position. There's a ball around the back to Mo Tall, and is dealt with there by Patrick McIntosh and Diego Narvaez as they double team him. But the ball's into the middle, nice little turn and a shot. Comfortable save for Wesley Cobb. It's the first time Kent's really tested him so far this game. Sure, that's a thing that Kent will be looking to do very often, get them balls in behind to Mo Tall, test the pace of these 2 Salisbury centre-backs. So I'm sure he knows that he scored 5 against the Knights last season, and it was from balls like that around the back using his pace. And there's a foul on Ian Smith, and Knights win a free kick near halfway. Good bounce there back towards Honolulu, and he'll try and settle the play down. And see if the Knights can do anything with this possession. There's Bill looking for a ball over the top towards Colton. Can he use his pace to get there? And he's won a throw in right down near the right corner. Great work by him.
There's also a beautiful toss by our All-State ball boy, Drew Vernally.
Drew Vernally, who's in the Salisbury Soccer Fantasy League for the Premier League this season. Unfortunately, is towards the bottom. He said to me that his beloved West Ham are going to pick it up. The ball into the box there is dealt well with by the Kent defence, and then a slice clearance up in the air. And Salvatore trying to deal with it. Bounces back towards Jansen. Jansen plays it forward towards Salvatore. And Bill is dispossessed, but again, it's back to Gates Jansen, who's been winning the ball left, right, and centre so far this game.
Nice tackle by Kent.
And just to remind you, this Saturday at the same time, 3:30, we'll have the first game for the Knights this season as they open the football season. £3 against Taft. As the Knights looks try and slay some Rhino. What's your opinion on that game, Stone? Obviously, you're more of an American football person than myself. How do you think the team's shaping up this season?
Squad's looking phenomenal. We have new incoming recruits, Russell Fison, Jairo Ramos, and Nikisi, who's committed to Army. Definitely, those three are looking to be factors in Saturday night's game as the Knights look to take their first win of the season.
Here's a free kick for Diego Narvaez. He'll put it into the box. Bill gets on the end of it and it's trickled. Oh, just wide. Again, the Knights looking good in the air. It'll be a throw in the right corner. As you say, a couple of records set by Gyro last season, I heard, in Pennsylvania.
Actually, it was Rasul Fison who recorded about, I believe, 35 plus touchdowns last year in high school, which is outstanding. He's definitely he looked very well in preseason and in the scrimmage scoring 2 touchdowns as the Knights won 20-0. So he should definitely be a big factor in Saturday night's game.
Excuse me, as I said, not the biggest football guy. No, 28-0 win against TP, a team that lost last season. It may only be preseason, but that's, if there's a way to set a tempo, it's pumping a team by 4 touchdowns to 0. As Bryce Forstich has been looking solid, the new quarterback this season.
What a stop. Oh, what a move.
Well in by McIntosh.
Nice ball by Kent.
Ball over the top of number 9's there, but he's not quite quick enough. Number 8, sorry. That's Victor Kang. From Seoul, Korea. This Kent team from many places around the globe.
They're covering 9 different countries.
It's an impressive statistic, to say the least.
All the way from Ghana to Thailand to Spain to Jamaica. And Ukraine.
A very diverse group indeed. Well played by Seth there, and beautiful ball to the right by Ian Smith. And Colton will try and get onto it, but he just quite slices it, and Alex Salvatore tries to hold the play, but Kang's there to take it away from him.
Great pressure by the
nice
Knights.
pressure by Salvatore. And here's Smith. Smith onto his right foot.
What a move.
Tries to twist and turn around, but he's cleared away. But Smith's there recovering. A nice little step over, and he'll try and beat his man one-on-one. And it comes towards Salvatore. Can't quite choke with his left foot, but gets it back to Smith. And here's Biller. Biller trying to slither his way through. And it's cleared away by the Kent defence. But this is good. Good pressure from the Knights. Kent's way of defending does seem to be just to collapse on the ball. And a cheeky attempt there by Biller. Not quite to work. And now Kent look to pressure. There's a pass to Motor.
Oh, man.
A very, very tough tackle from Patrick McIntosh. Wins the ball. As he deals very well there with the Dartmouth commit from Burkina Faso. Flick on headed there by Biller. Doesn't quite reach his target. Chested on forward by Biller, and to Ian Smith will win a throw in for the Knights. It's been a very different start to the previous two games that we've seen. The first two, I'd say, were very cagey affairs. Each team trying to feel each other out and trying to get a grip in the game, but this has been very free-flowing. Chances each side. And then again, a ball over the top, and Smith will try and get on the end of it, but it'll be a throw into the Knights as it's cleared away.
Physical tackle made by Kent. Wow. I don't agree with that call by the ref. How about you, Kyle? You think that was a solid tackle or no?
I mean, you can hear Rich Powell not happy with it, but you know what they say, the referee's always right, even if you don't think so. So, personally, I agree with it, but it is what it is. Knights just got to deal with it and try and get the ball back here, up high up the field. And the ball through to Pinchas is he's just offside. From Kingston, Jamaica. As you said, many different countries represented on this Kent team. It's a very big roster. We've got a lot of names on this sheet in front of me.
Speaking of the Kent team, the coaches Tim Booth and Coach Roby have been together for 21 years now.
Wow.
And have achieved at a time of number 5 in the nation in the prep school rankings as well. So very established Kent program that's here today.
Ball over the top, dealt there by Cameron Colton. I'll try and cut the Knights apart with that ball for the middle, but it's not going past McIntosh in that situation. Another offside against Kent. Smith with a little flick over the top, trying to get around his defender, but he just knocks it out of bounds. Nice bit of skill there. If there's any other part of the pitch that would have worked. Jansen going in hard. And here's that man Motor. Twisting and turn, trying to get away from his defenders, and he'll pass it off to the right back, who plays a loose pass and it goes out of bounds.
Yannick Ash just was subbed into the game.
Replacing Juana Levy.
ND filter on this one. Just stand up and do it quick.
Big German midfielder, brother of Nick Ast, who was a player at Salisbury. Fantastic defender in that team. He played all around the pitch. Member of the Blackrock side. I think he's now back in Dunn University in Germany. Ball into the box, and Smith will try an overhead kick, but he's held back. And the ball will bounce away and be cleared away by Kent. And again, it's sloppy passing from Kent that gives the Knights the ball back. And a foul high up the field from Ian Smith will allow Kent to alleviate the pressure. The ball over the top through to Motorn for the third time in about 5 minutes. Kent are offside. You can tell they're trying to get these balls in behind the Salisbury defence, but they're making the runs far too soon, and I think when they time these runs it'll be effective, but until then it's just gifting the Knights possession back, and Caleb May will come into the game for Seth Gelwag. Will he?
Looks like the ref waved it off, said no.
No, not allowing the substitution.
Not right now.
So May's entry to the game will be delayed for now. And Gates Jansen comes barreling forward and he'll knock it through. For Ian Smith the chase. It's dealt there with by number 4 of Kent. And they're getting rowdy on the benches.
Now Caleb May will be entering the game for Seth Gilward. Son of Mr. May, the legendary Force soccer coach, or as some on the Force soccer team like to call us, Force Varsity, after our 2-win season last year. Spectacular wins.
And after that performance, didn't he get a call up to the JV squad? Replacing Coach Russell. Again, offside.
Definitely produced some studs out there last year. Charlie Shepard, Wes Hauser, Harrison Jones.
And of course, Sterling Gregg.
Oh, of course. I also got a call from Real Madrid during the middle of one of my games, so it was a hard decision, but I had to choose the Force soccer over Real Madrid's. Sometimes you got to make tough decisions in life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard they needed a replacement for Ronaldo as he went to Juventus. Big gaping hole there. They're trying to get you to fill that void, but we weren't having any of it, were you? Ball forward towards Pinchas, and they'll just try and feed it into the middle of the park. This can't look like they've just quite settled into the game now, and again another offside call, but I think the ball was way too far out of his reach. Birthday shout out to Mr. Morch's mother, Mrs. Morsh. Happy birthday from all the night soccer program and us here in the commentary booth. Have a great day. Mr. Morsh, obviously the legendary trainer of the night soccer team and many other sports here on the hilltop. There's a ball over the top there. It'll be chased down by Cameron Colton and got to by Cameron Colton, but a heavy touch allows Kent to clear it out for another throw-in.
What a Beaver Nally. On the ball at all times. That's what I like to see out of our ball boys. Great job. Not enough love shown to the ball boys of the rec soccer team.
Rec Soccer World Cup's just started, with 4 well-renowned coaches on campus assembling their squads to try and lead them to glory. And the ball's won there by Tall, and Kent will look to break, but Caleb May's back there. And they play it to McIntosh.
Good defense by Salisbury.
But it's back to the Lions again. And again, another sloppy pass in the midfield from Kent allows the Knights to regain possession just inside their own half.
Sounds like down at the JV soccer game, something's going on over there.
And we can see down in the right corner, athletic director of Salisbury School, Mr. Sinclair, in his favourite spot where you can see the turf field and you can see the other 2 games going on, thirds and JV. It's a great place to be. So if you need to see him on game day, you can always know exactly where he is.
Got a decent showing today from some of the fellow Knights here supporting the boys.
Yeah.
Looks like we got Ilya.
The ball's in
hockey
there, and
guys
Johnson
there.
will try and get to, but a high boot leads to a Kent free kick.
It's good to see some guys showing support for a soccer team.
Yeah.
Definitely a big game for a soccer team today. So
Try and get him back to winning ways. There's a good showing from the Kent fans too. A couple of parents have made the trip to go and watch. Always good to see. As Kingston will try and play a ball through, but it's dealt with there by McIntosh again. As that always almost hits the gaiter of Mr. Marsh, or Dr. Marsh as they call him these days. Ball through there to Smith. Smith will try and hold the play. Another ball over the
Wesley
top will
Cobb.
be dealt with by Wesley Cobb.
so far in this game, Wesley Cobb hasn't been tested so far. So looking to see what happens as the game goes on. But he's definitely looked pretty solid back there.
Little flick over the top from Smith, but there's another layer of defence behind it. Wesley Cobb, of course, the Blackrock keeper. He's looked good in his 2 starts so far.
I like to say so too. He's definitely looked pretty stellar. Made some nice saves. Definitely much improved from last year and continues to improve. Really hard worker. Definitely.
Walks around 3 Salisbury Knights. Tries to cut in on his left foot. Knocks it round the corner and it'll be left by Diego Narvaez for a goal kick, which will be taken by himself. Motor showing why he's committed to Dartmouth and he's got that skill. The 2 right to dreamers playing together up top. Speaking with Thomas Egbo before the game, he was very disappointed not to be involved in this game, especially because of 2 of his friends from Right to Dream programme. He said there's a lot lying on the game in terms of bragging rights, as there's a ball over the top there. We're dealt with by the Kent player, and Gates Jansen's there to deal with it, and it's chipped over the top. Oh, and it's just over the top of the goal. There's the first real chance for Kent, as they've had the majority of play in the past 5 minutes. Ball there, header one, but a push in the back against Yannick Aston. He'll win a free kick. Slow it down the call from Coach Powell. As McIntosh will find Biller in space. He'll try and play ball over the top to Ian Smith, but it's dealt with well by Kent defence.
Could be a costly mistake by Kent.
And Yannick Aston wins a free kick in a dangerous position. It's a favourable position for a left footer. This is one that I'm sure Thomas Egber, if he was on the field, would be licking his lips at. But instead it's going to be taken by John Biller or Ian Smith. They're both over it. Looks like Ian Smith's won the argument and he'll be the one to take it. And I'll push the wall back a yard. And he'll try and bend it towards the top right corner, but not enough power, and it's dealt with there well by the keeper. The Knights will try and get back in position as Kent look to counter-attack. There's the captain, Motul, again on the ball, and he's fouled by Smith, and he'll win a free kick just inside the Knights half on the wing. What do you think of the Kent keeper so far, CJ Brito Trinidad? He's looked pretty solid in the test that he's been given so far. What would you say about that, Sterling?
He's definitely looked pretty solid out there. He's definitely helping out that Kent defense, who seems to be making a few mistakes here and there, but he's back there holding it down. So, shout out to that goalkeeper.
Let's see if the Knights can solve them as we head into the last 20 minutes of the first half. But it's the Knights' own defence that's under pressure at the minute, but it's dealt well with there. But Motor skips around 2 defenders, but he can't quite skip around Cameron Colton, and the ball's cleared away by Narvaez. And Salvatore be the lone wolf chasing this one down. He's back to well, but sloppy touch there from number 6 in the midfield, but he'll win it back. Ball over the top, dealt with by Cameron Colton, and the Lions will have a throw in up the field. Tienkin trying to play a ball through, but Wesley Cobb deals with that nicely.
Seemed like there was a lot of miscommunication with many Kent players yelling at each other on the field. So
yeah, I think that midfield looked suspect so far. They've made a couple of sloppy passes here and there, which has allowed the Knights to relieve some pressure. But the Kent defence has been good so far. As the Knights charge down a ball, which goes out for a throw-in, and there'll be a substitution made. Couple of substitutions for Kent. And one for the Knights as Luis Ballester comes on for Cameron Colton. As Billow wins a free kick. Spaniel looks to try and add some technique to the right wing and get some balls in behind to try and spring free Ian Smith. We've seen the capabilities of him so far, especially last game. Him and Smith with that connection. Ball over the top will be flicked on, but it's dealt with by the keeper. Again, another sloppy touch, but the Knights will give it straight back to Kent.
good defense by Patrick McIntosh.
As Motor just tries to send through a ball, but it's dealt there with by the Knights. Ball cleared by Bittner. Luis Ballester tries to get there, but it's ball's got a lot more pace on it than he has. Now Perry Kingston comes into the game. As he'll now complete the front three alongside Mohamed Tall and Nicholas Crawford. Here is Kingston with his first touch, but he's on the receiving end of a hard challenge by Gates Jansen. And he'll take a throw in. Crawford twisting and turning, and he'll hand off the ball to Tall, who's dispossessed by Yannick Ast. It seems to be clipped, but I think the refs have played play on. Ballester will try to get to a ball. He'll play Salvatore, who can't quite deal with it. And it'll be a throw in for Kent. As Rob Johnson banks that one off Alex Salvatore to win a throw-in. That ball too heavy. And Wesley Cobb will deal with it nicely as he kicks up the field. And both Yannick Ast and the Kent player will both miss it, but it's kicked out by Alex Salvatore. And Kent will regain possession again with a throw-in. About halfway inside their own half. Seems like there's been a few number changes from the roster that we've got right now. As it appears Victor Kang's number 7. Well, on our roster it says he's number 8. So excuse us if you're a Kent parent and we say one of the kids' names wrong, because the roster we've got it's a bit all over the place. Rob Johnson feeds up the field to number 8. And the ball will be out of bounds and Bittner will win a throw-in. So we've said before, well I said before that the first 2 games have been cagey affairs in the first half, but this one was different. It appears that it's dropped back into that cagey zone. What would you say? Still not many chances of late.
Definitely looks like first team that scores could possibly be the winner here.
Very
not many chances,
affair.
but whoever capitalizes on their chances most likely probably will be the winner.
Kent coming off a 1-1 tie in there.
Beautiful ball.
Second and final scrimmage of the season. And there's a ball across to Kingston. And Crawford will play a ball through, and here's Mohamed Tall. And he's finished it.
Goal by Kent.
The striker from Burkina Faso, the commit to Dartmouth. He's put the Lions ahead 1-0. There's a beautiful ball there from Nicholas Crawford. Cut the Knights apart and Kent take a 1-0 lead. 13 minutes to go in the first half. We'll see if the Knights can respond quickly.
He's definitely been someone that stood out throughout the whole game so far. As you see with that goal, his speed, his IQ is definitely very off the charts. What a phenomenal player they have at Kent.
He scored 5 goals last year. He's got his first of the day today. The Knights will be trying to close him down for sure. That's a sample of what this guy can do. As he wins the ball back again. And that bounce off his arm and the Knights win a free kick. See how the Knights respond. Oh, nice touch there for number 8 as he Cruyffs that around the corner and he'll play it into the midfield. And they'll try and spring Perry Kingston on the right wing. He tries to swagger his way around Caleb May. But the ball is deemed to be out of play. The Knights are going to throw in their own half.
It's like Cameron Cullen just subbed back into the game.
There's a push in the back there on Smith, not given. Not sure if I agree with that, but Rob Johnson gets the ball back for Kent. He'll try and play forward to Mo Tall, who gets on the end of it, but he's wrestled to the ground, and he'll win a free kick for Kent. Free kick taken prematurely. I think they're about 10 yards too close to the Knights' goal.
Boys, I'm not sure. Do we have a game on Saturday?
Yes, we have a football game coming up on Saturday against Taft. The Salisbury Knights look to take on their take their first win of the year. It'll definitely be a big one. Look forward to seeing it at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
Knights trying to bounce back from a tough season last year. A lot of new guys coming into the team, and it looks like so far the Demons might be reversed, as they played against TP in their first scrimmage this past Saturday. Came over 28-0 win to a team they lost to last season in the regular season. So Knights looking to bounce back and hopefully get it off to a winning start on Saturday.
Yeah, I definitely think Bryce Fawcett's starting QB for Saturday's game is definitely ready to take over after sitting behind Jason Goldstein last year, the Southern Mississippi commit. So definitely watched a lot of talented players last year go, but I really think the injuries plagued our season last year, but definitely looking to bounce back this year.
As Smith tries to take the ball around Kang. There's a crunching challenge there. Not sure how much of the ball.
Nice touch.
The ball he took there as Billy tries to turn away, but it's quite heavy. And Nicholas Crawford will try and spring forward. He's got a lot of options to his right, but he'll give it to his left. But Wesley Cobb's there off the deflection. Bounced off of Diego Narvaez. Foul there by Yannick Cast. Gives possession back to Kent just on the halfway line. The captain Mo Chol trying to send the ball in over the top, and Wesley Cobb bravely comes out to it and gets it very well. He's had a solid game so far. Nothing can do on the first goal, as he'll try and settle it down now. Since that goal, Kent have had the majority of possession. The Knights just trying to get back into this game a little bit. The Knights are the better team early on, but Kent seem to have taken over. Cam Colton works hard there to get the ball, but it bounces towards Victor Kang. The Korean tries to spread it wide to number 8, and he does so. Working on McIntosh, and McIntosh gets a block on it. And it'll roll out for the first Kent corner of the day.
It looks like a goal kick to me.
Yeah, it has been given a goal kick. Excuse me. Now it's taken before the Kent player's just been substituted, had left the field. Huge contrast so far from last season's game. This game doesn't look like to be anything close to a nine goal thriller like it was last year, as Victor Kang appears to be injured, but he's pulled up by Kingston, so everything seems to be okay there. And after a delay, Narvaez will be able to take the goal kick. Header one there by Biller. Smith battling hard there and gets his shoulder in first. He's a wrecking ball at the minute. Last two players that have challenged him have been pummeled down to the turf. Ooh, as he tries to use his skill to get around the defender of Rob Johnson, but couldn't quite do it. That's good from Smith, though. You like to see that. Confidence on the ball. Using his body. But here comes Nicholas Crawford. A slide tackle missed there by John Biller, but no mistake at all from the Spaniard Diego Narvaez. Johnson pressured there by Colton. The brothers in this side, Tom Johnson and Rob Johnson. Bias there with a nice touch there to Aston. Aston will try and send one in over the top, but it's dealt with there by number 3. Mark Tinkin. And a cast a little 1-2 with Bias there. Tries to bend it into the bottom left corner, but seeing that all the way is Trinidad. Mocho tries to play a ball through there to Kingston, but he can't quite get it off as it's blocked by Biller. Crawford swaggering his way through. Off to Kingston. Ball across the face of goal. There's number 19 and it's saved by Cobb and cleared away by Luis Ballester. He was taking no risks there. Brilliant save there by Wesley Cobb with his left boot. And Ballester was there to smother the rebound and clear it out for a corner. Very good to see the right winger dropping so deep. It's a key trait of Ballester. Really, really high work rate. As he gets back and clears the ball away from in front of his own goal. Ball in there, right? It's that man Ballester again that clears it away, but only as far as Johnson, who dishes it off to his brother and gives it to Nicholas Crawford, who barrels into Connor Bittner. Appears they're both okay. Ball and cleared away there by Diego Narvaez. Now Kent will just look to play the possession game and rush forward. There's number 18, Perry Kingston, on the right wing. There's a misplaced pass from him. And alleviate the pressure for the Knights and win them a throw-in. Three minutes left in the first half. The Knights will just try and ideally nick a goal back, but you just need to start creating more chances at the minute, you feel. It's been a while since I've had a shot that's really tested the keeper, Trinidad. How do you think that's going to come about, Sterling? What do you think Coach Powell's saying in the way that Knights can get more chances?
Definitely put more pressure on the defense. And look to control the midfield, because midfield is definitely a huge part of the game. So if they control the midfield, they'll definitely be able to create more scoring chances and as well playing better defense against this Kent offense.
Yeah, you bring up a good point there about the midfield. The Kent midfield in the first 20 minutes was looking suspect, and that's when the Knights had the majority of the chances. So hopefully look to capitalise on them misplaced passes from Kent. But the Kent defence has looked pretty solid thus far. Into the last 2 minutes, and Bittner plays the ball there to Yannick Ast. Tries to feed Colton, but it's just a little bit to his right, and Kingston will try and get on the end of it. And it's dealt there with well by Patrick McIntosh. Number 8 ranked lacrosse player in his class, using his body there to win the ball against the Dartmouth commit, Mohamed Tall. Another threat that he can cause. And they know how they can't give him any space, so that's very good from McIntosh there.
Got a minute 25 left in the half.
Again, no time or no space for Mohamed Tall to do anything. I feel that's the way you need to contain him. That's the only way you can contain him with the skill that he has. And there'll be a throw in for Kent as we approach the minute mark left in the first half. And here's the first appearance for James Tate. I think he's played on all 4 teams at Salisbury. Fourth soccer is his freshman year. JV is sophomore year. He was on the 3rd squad last year and he's bringing up to varsity senior year. Nice moment for him. He's been out of the first 2 games injured with his hip flexor, but it's nice for him to get some game time here and hopefully change the course of this game.
Force Soccer has produced a few stars on this Salisbury program. Speaking of last year, Alex Kim was a former stud from the Force Soccer team, so definitely Force Soccer is the way to go.
Zbaister tries to play in the middle. The ball comes to Smith. Smith with 6 seconds left. He'll try and twist and get a shot on goal. But he's dealt with well by the Kent defence, and that'll be the end of the first half. Knights started the half stronger, but Kent crawled the way back into it. And the Knights in the last 5 minutes just taking control. We're back with you in about 10 minutes' time. Testing. as something that's really calm, passes it across, and Yegbo takes a strike and he scored! Oh my God! Thomas Yegbo from about 35 yards. He has belted that into the top corner. Who said he was injured? This kid can do it all. McIntosh outswinging delivery towards near post. Yegbo's there, but it's cleared away by the keeper. It comes towards the left foot. Seth Gellog. Oh! Oh my goodness me! Seth Gellog! Seth Gellog scores an absolute screamer. Room 212 in Maine has been on fire for the Knights today as both the roommates strike and the Knights take a 2-1 lead. On the volley,
what
left
a goal.
foot, top right corner. That's a goal you'd be proud of scoring in FIFA, and he's done it in real life. Bolton towards the back post. John Biller's there. And he trickles in, and it's a goal! John Biller in his debut for the Knights has scored, and it's 3-1.
When can you eat tonight? Midnight? You gonna set your alarm for midnight? Tonight? Oh, that's easy. You got 2 hours. No, it's sunset though. Yeah, but like.
Welcome back to the second half. Knights trailing 1-0 at the minute to Kent. Trying to get back into this game. So what do you think the Knights can change going into this second half?
Definitely need to look to control the. Definitely need to look to control the midfield. That's definitely gonna be a huge part in the second half. Definitely, I think testing the goalie with more quality shots. Like some of the shots so far just look like just ones for the stat line. But I think we just need more quality shots and not worry about our stat line right now. So
yeah, the ball's early given away there. Now a tackle by Juan Olivi, who's back on the field. And a foul. And an early free kick in a dangerous position for Kent. There's a couple of noticeable alumni watching this game. I've just received word at halftime. One including Tate Gattoni, the varsity lacrosse forward, who's now at Johns Hopkins, but more noticeably known as the JV Road to the Rust stud. Big goal scorer in that team, coached by Coach Strauss. So nice to see the alumni watching and supporting the boys. As the ball's whipped in and a header just goes wide. Early pressure for Kent. The ball's turned over there and Victor Kang's back on the field after his injury. Swaggers his way around Yannick Aston. Tries to flick a ball over the top, but it's just too wide. And it'll go out for a goal kick. Obviously this week's been the start of the Champions League. Received word that Cristiano Ronaldo's been sent off in the 32nd minute for Juventus. He struggled with his start to the team there.
it definitely was a huge waste of money, but that's just me. Definitely a huge waste of money.
Noticeable scores so far. If you're watching this instead of the Champions League, obviously this is a very much higher quality of soccer to be watching. Liverpool yesterday, 3-2 victors against PSG and Neymar. Today, Manchester City are losing 2-0 to Olympique Lyon, and Manchester United 3-0 to the good against Young Boys. Real Madrid, I think, are winning 2-0 as well as Juventus winning 2-0 despite the Ronaldo sending off. So there's a little score update for you if you're tuning into this instead of the Champions League.
I also saw earlier Manchester City was actually down 2-0 too to Lions.
Yeah.
Very shocking.
Manchester City, obviously the Premier League champions last season. Not quite started as hot as they did last year.
They still got a good rating in FIFA 19, so that's all that matters.
I think the Knights would take him, to be honest, but that's just my opinion.
Definitely. We got 99 Wesley Cobb, can stop every shot. 99 Thomas Yagbor, so definitely would be a tight matchup.
Thomas Yegbo, 5-star weak foot, 99 long shots, as has been seen already this season with his goal against Hopkins. There's a ball over the top there, and Kingston will be on the end of it. Or Crawford, excuse me. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. He'll pass it across to Kang, and Kang will make Wesley Cobb, and it's a goal. It's a goal for Kent as one ball over the top splits open the defence, and the Lions take a 2-0 lead. Beautiful ball over the top there towards number 9. And he slides it across to the Korean, and Victor Kang scores. One of the captains of this side leading by example with that finish as he puts it between Wesley Cobb's legs and into the back of the cage. 2-0 Kent. Let's see how the Knights can respond to the second goal. They didn't respond as well as they'd have liked to the first one. Let's see if they can do a better job this time around and get themselves back into this game. As in the first 3 minutes they find themselves down a pair. Smith is back to goal. Surrounded by 2. Wins the ball back. Little step over and he'll win a free kick there. Oh. Okay, he won't. They've called play on. As there's a shot by Biller, which was ambitious to say the least. Is that good possession from the Knights comes to nothing. You just get the sense in this game especially that the Knights are really missing Matteo Rufo and Thomas Yegbo. Thomas Yegbo with his pace up top. Smith's done a fantastic job, but he's a lot better when Thomas Yegbo's alongside him with them runs off of Smith, where Smith can hold up the play and see Yegbo darting in behind. And Matteo Rufo with his class and skill in the midfield, holding up play, winning balls. So I'm sure the Knights will be a lot better when these two are back, as the ball's won there by Kent in the midfield. As I've said many a time there, midfield started very cagily, very tentatively. A few passes going wayward, but they've seemed to settle into the game very well. And the control in the midfielders now. And there's a nice turn from Mo Tall, but he's grabbed by Juan Olivi, which will be a foul. Motul again with the ball over the top. McIntosh deals with that well, but can only put it out for a corner. Ball into the box, bounces towards Corbin. He'll deal with that calmly.
Very nice day today on the pitch, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Very sunny, very sunny.
It was rainy yesterday, which is why we're actually on the turf today. Despite the good weather today, yesterday flooded the pitch and caused it to be unplayable, so we're back on the turf. Bill closed down by 2 players and he's fouled there and wins a free kick. Nice turn from him and the Knights will keep possession. It was a tough position to be in and he did well. Still plenty of time left in this game. Jean Bill will take a strike. It comes towards Diego, they'll try and shoot. But it bounces back towards both of them. And the Knights will regain possession. As Juan Olivi tries to play a ball over the top, but no one was running for it. And it'll bounce towards Trinidad. Good possession for the Knights. They'll try to build off that in the next 37 minutes and try to get themselves back into this game.
You good? Brandon, you good?
I didn't know what the time was. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
Very nice tackle by Diego Narvaez.
Stylen, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
I heard there's a big thing this Saturday. What's happening this Saturday?
Got the Salisbury Knights taking on Taft. Saturday night, 3 o'clock here at Walkmeister Field. It's gonna be a good one. We got a lot of new players. Bryce Falstich under snap looking to take take down Taft.
It matters. Yeah, I'm correcting you right on the air. Sir, rookie.
And also on Saturday, we'll see if Still and Greg can learn how to hold the mic properly.
You know, it's a technique, you know. Some feel good, some don't feel
As
so
Dr.
well.
J rips him to him there, and Ian Smith dispossessed inside the Kent box. Another ball over the top towards Kang, and it's dealt with there by Diego Narvaez. And Jansen will settle it down. Across to Biller. He's got Colton running towards his left. He tries to find Smith. And Smith's foul's there, and is that a penalty or is it just free kick just outside the box? Appears to be a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. And it'll be Biller to take it. It's a difficult position for a free kick, this. It's at the area where you're that close to the goal. It's difficult to get it over the wall. You've got a very little space to get it up and over the wall and get it down again. But we'll see if Biller, what he can do with it here. Takes a strike and it's blocked. Now Knights try and drop back as Kent try and invent a counter attack here. It appears that it's Perry Kingston wearing number 9. On our roster in front of us as him wearing number 18, so apologies for that. As I said before, this roster that we've been given seems to be all over the place. Spoke with the coach before the game. He made a couple of changes and he wasn't impressed with the state of the roster, so apologies for that. There's a Knights win a corner. McIntosh delivered towards the near post. And Smith's there and it's blocked and it comes back towards Jansen and he's just put it wide. That was a great opportunity there for the Knights. Bounced towards the right foot of Gates Jansen, who tried to tuck it in with power to the bottom left corner. And he's missed by a few inches. Good chance there for Gates Jansen. Positive signs for the Knights of them trying to claw the way back into this game. Kingston will play a ball over the top. It's a foot race between Cobb. Cobb comes a long way out. And he barrels into Motul. But it appears Kent have won a corner.
Good defense by Salisbury.
Wesley Cobb came a long way out there. Must have thought the ball had a lot more pace on it than what it did.
Look who we have in the crowd today. We got our Vice President Winston Jules out there, who's looking to take on Taft on Saturday as well. Just been named one of the captains for this year's Salisbury Knights football team.
Committed to Yukon over the summer and the ball's trickled through and it's just wide and it'll be a corner. Took a deflection. We've got a goal kick here. We've now got Winston Jules joining us in the studio. So we spoke a lot today, Winston, about the big game this Saturday, how the boys are trying to bounce back in the football department. What message have you got out to the fans here about the game this weekend?
Well, you know, it's a new team. We're looking very good on the skill, on the secondary level, which we've lacked before. No more injuries. So we're coming stronger and better than ever, pretty much.
Obviously a big win against TP this weekend. 28 to 0? 28-0.
Scrimmage though, so
still it's a good sign. It's a good sign.
That is a good sign.
And on the more academic thing, obviously, vice president of the school.
Yes, sir.
How does that feel?
That feels amazing. It feels amazing. Getting to see everybody every day saying hi, you know, trying to represent the school in the right way, leadership. What more can you say?
Thank you for joining us, Winston. Good luck. Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks for having me.
So there's Winston Jules. You've heard him. Saturday, 3 o'clock. Right here on the Saturday Night YouTube page. Back to the current action. 31 minutes left in this one as the Knights try and get back in the game. But there's a ball through and here's Perry Kingston. Tried to go around Diego Narvaez, but he's big, he's strong, and there's no way around him there.
Kid's yoked, absolutely. Pumps like 500, not gonna lie, on the bench.
Here's
It's
John
amazing.
Biller spraying it wide towards Cam Colton. And he'll throw in or a corner. Can't quite see from here. It appears it's a throw in. The sophomore Caleb Mail coming into the game for Juan Levy.
Caleb May's definitely been a solid player for the Knights this year. He's a very good defensive player as well. He's very solid on offense.
This last clearance there leads to a corner. Corner for the Knights. That'll be Biller to take it. It's a tall group in there. Trying to find the head of McIntosh, Jansen, Salvatore. Got good targets there. There's a good ball in and towards the near post, and it's a scramble there. It bounces out and McIntosh wins another corner. Good work from him knowing that he had no space. Clever play to just bank it off the defender and win a corner. Very good ball in from Biller towards the near post. And there's another one towards the near post. McIntosh is there again. It comes towards Smith and it's cleared away. It's another corner. 3 corners on the bounce for the Knights. They're trying to up the pressure and try and cut this lead in half. Near post again, it's bouncing around. This time it's cleared, but only as far as the penalty spot. Smith jumps up for it. Here's Jansen, and it'll bounce off his shoulder and be a goal kick. Again, good signs, but there's no finish yet. And you don't win by just getting chances. You've got to put the ball in the back of the net. The Knights have struggled to do that thus far. There's still a goose egg on the board. Still 2-0 Kent. Nice touch there from Biller, turning his sandwich by the 2 right to dreams. As Motola try and settle it down. He feeds it out wide. Tries to dance around Caleb May. Caleb May wins a free kick as he shields the ball and wins a free kick. Narvaez tries to play a ball through. There's 3 of them going for it. And Diego gets there. And Bicycle kicks that out. Perry Kingston battling against Bittner. And Bittner wins this time. And then Smith with a crunching challenge. Received by number 3. And that's when it back and here's Smith again. And he's won a free kick on the 35-yard line. We'll see what the Knights do here. Will they try and keep possession or will they try and feed the ball into the box? We've got a lot of players queuing up. It appears Diego Narvaez is going to try and feed on into the box and try and get someone's head on it. Too deep ball there for John Bill to get his head on it. And that'll be a goal kick. Playing volleyball here. Now it's settled down by Smith. And he's taken down from behind and wins another free kick. Feel the Kent players have been told not to give Smith any space. They know the skill that he's got. They know what he can do with the ball. in this case, has been winning a lot of free kicks as the ball into the box, and
Ooh.
Smith gets his head on it and it's just wide. He's been the main threat in this second half, and in fact in this entire game, is Ian Smith. Smith also one of the captains of the side. Been leading by example in this game. I'm sure he'll just be asking for better service as a striker. There's Johnson. Kingston will try and play a ball around the back, but it's not quite there, and Wesley Cobb will deal with that nicely. The big boot of Wesley Cobb. Gets to halfway and brought nicely down by Smith.
It's a beautiful kick. Look like little Sebastian Janikowski of the Seattle Seahawks with that boot.
Ooh. Jansen with a nice through ball. Kelme will try and get on the end of it. No, ooh, that's an interesting decision. Ball appeared to still be in play, and it's a tough break for Caleb May as he worked hard to get there. There are a lot of options going forward for himself as well. But the decision goes against him, and he wins a throw in there. Okay, he doesn't win a throw in there either.
You sure?
A couple of tough breaks there for Caleb May. Not sure if the referee had a good sight of that, but from up here at least, from the bird's eye view that we've got here, it appeared to be a throw in for the Knights.
Should be able to handle it. It's a beautiful tackle. I don't know about you, if you guys saw that, but I saw it. Some good defense. You want me to be quiet? Oh, okay, I'll leave. Sorry.
Why are you so quiet in here?
They don't like when Mr. J comes in.
Why?
Because the last time he came in, he started yelling at me for swearing when I said left foot.
Yeah, I wasn't yelling at you. There was no yelling.
Excuse me, we have
There's a game going on. Call it.
an angry man in the commentary box. Sorry for that. There's a ball there through towards Luis Ballester. Tries to get the end of it, but there's too much on it. And that'll be a goal kick. That's the right idea, though. Spray it wide and try and get balls into the box. It's been working for the Knights thus far, as the middle's been very congested. It's the right idea, but not the best execution.
Ball boy Drew Vernally is definitely over here showing us some dribbling moves. Definitely looking to go from rec basketball last year to varsity this year. This guy's a mean crossover. Looks like young Allen Iverson.
Drew Vernally, I just describe as an athlete. There's nothing else you can say about him. JV baseball. Idolizes Aaron Judge. Been playing on the team with him. If you're playing a scrimmage on the baseball field, your first pick needs to be Drew Vernally. Not the biggest guy by a long shot. He's a batting average guy. On base percentage, kid's got numbers. This one, Olivier tries to shimmy his way around the defender, and he does so and gets it up to Salvatore. Salvatore double teamed there, but he gets it back to Olivier. And Olivier calmly passes it up to Caleb May. And the ball will trickle back towards the keeper of Trinidad. It's the back pressure from Kent that's really done for the Knights, as they've had a lot of counter attacks, but There's always seems to be six people behind the ball as soon as the Knights get it, which is credit to the coaching and the discipline of this side.
Coach is definitely very experienced, having coached 21 years with his assistant coach here. So on the Kent staff, so definitely knows his way around prep school soccer. As we said before, they're a very cheap program, highly cheap program. So
very good tackle there from Yannick Caston. He'll try and pull it forward to Smith, but it's just a bit ahead of him, and he can't quite get there.
Sub coming in for Kent.
And Kang will try and dribble his way around Yannick Cass, but he can't do it. He dribbles the ball out of bounds, but Juan gives it straight back to Kang. Kang given a lot of time and space. Ball over the top to the left wing.
Nice ball by Kent.
Ball through towards Perry Kingston. Oh, and he's chipped it and it's just wide. It's a smart finish. Gets it up and over Wesley Cobb, but it trickles just wide to the right side of the goal. And it's still 2-0 Kent. And the ball through to number 19 and he hits one and it's just wide. High and wide and it'll roll down the hill. And it's a tough chase for Juvenali.
It's all right. He's in shape, The big Rec Sports World Cup going on, so he's definitely in shape.
Sure he can deal with that. And again, it's Kang with the ball forward towards Motul. Ken looks to keep possession here. Number 19 wriggles away from three players, gives it to Tor. Tor trying to use his fancy footwork to get around Diego Narvaez, but it's to no avail as Smith regains possession of the ball and sprays it wide to Luis Ballester, who can't quite get there. And that'll be a throw-in for Kent. On a ball around the back, and it's a foot race between Narvaez, number 19 of Kent. Narvaez wins it. And Gates with a nice touch around the corner to Juan Olivi. The Knights will try and build the pressure, but again it's this collapsing defence from Kent, and they sniff it out with ease.
This half, Salisbury has looked like they had a lot more pressure on them, but as you said, Kent's defense has stayed solid. Bend but don't break, and that's just been the story throughout the whole game so far.
It's just everyone seems to collapse on the ball, and there's no out for the player in possession. Maybe you can beat with a couple of quick passes, but when you've got 6 players on you, it's kind of hard. And there's a free kick for the...
Wow, no call?
No free
That's
kick.
absurd. That's obstruction.
That's interesting. Now it's a counter-attack the other way as Motul gets around Connor Bittner, but a very, very strong challenge there from Diego Narvaez.
Beautiful tackle.
We've said many a time on the stream he's an unsung hero, and it's tackles like that prove that. Sliding down, got the right foot to the ball and crunches into the Dartmouth commit from Burkina Faso. He's been a rock at the back this year, is Narvaez, and he's proven that once more. Good challenge there from Bittner, but it'll be a free kick. Free kick for Kent. It's a shame they couldn't see that when they was on the edge of the Knights. When the Knights were on the edge of the Kent penalty area, it was a similar thing with Ian Smith getting tripped, which led to the counter-attack the other way. Obviously the referee didn't see it. and they can only call what they can see.
We got any games coming up? Any live stream games? Oh, 6 times? Okay. Say hi to Carlos Gomez. He's watching.
Carlos Gomez.
Oh, what up, Carlos?
What a legend. I'm sure he's happy with the Real Madrid game at the minute.
Carlos, I stole my round 2 in FIFA, too.
Whitley Morsh's mom's birthday. You've already done that? Oh, okay. I'm just, just making things interesting here.
And there's a field goal there for Kent. Unfortunately, it's the wrong spot. It stays 2-0.
How about a shout out to our crew? Who's on the cameras?
You've got Ben Scally right here.
Got
From the wide angle shots.
doing a great job, Scally.
Yep.
Just want to let you know. We got Brandon Ruffley, new addition to the live stream team over there, working the camera, doing a good job.
Liam Schuler is on production.
Liam Schuler over there doing a great job on production, as well as
I think
one of our unsung heroes on his team is definitely Justin Oliveras.
Justin's eating Chinese food and chilling.
I think he ordered a little golden walk during the game, but I don't know.
While you're talking about Liam Schuler, he's a big producing guy. One of his most famous ones being the Tate and Tate show. Wasn't the star of the show, but he was the reason it was going on. In case you don't know what it was James Tate and Tate Catoni did a radio show at Journal Study Hall 2 years ago. Let's just say it was very entertaining. A lot of talking, not a lot of music. That kind of radio show. And Liam Schuler was in charge of that.
And Cameron Cullen are coming onto the pitch right now.
Wow, speaking of James Tate, he's on the field right now.
The star.
And there's a good challenge there by number 3. Ooh. I think that's karma for the missed call against Kent earlier in the game. As the Kent winger steps around 2 players and plays the ball through to number 13. Wesley Cobb's there, and Wesley Cobb wins the ball. Brave goalkeeping from Wesley Cobb, and he gets out there and gets the ball first. Then another sloppy pass in midfield gives Yannickas the ball, as they'll just try and settle it down as we move into the last 13 minutes of this game.
Very good hands there by Coach O'Connor, who caught that ball on the sideline.
He's a double varsity sport captain when he was at Salisbury. Graduated in, was it 2012 or 2010?
I believe it was 2012 with
2012.
with Dwayne Scott, famous for his famous beats on SoundCloud.
No, the veteran lacrosse and soccer coach. There's a foul there by Olivi. Next to the S in midfield.
Mr. O'Connor's definitely been a very, very good coach for this Salisbury squad, along with Mr. Beatty, also the head coach of the math team on Salisbury. So,
Big
as he likes to say, be there or be a rhombus. So, I think everybody should go join that math team.
Will you be joining it in the near future, Sterling? Can you see yourself on the math team?
I might have to join. I don't know though, but that's definitely one of my strong suits. But
big calculus guy, I heard.
Pre-calc.
Pre-calc.
But I was a stud in Mr. Ruskin's class with Ignacio Sainz Prima de Rivera, so
sure he's
might
watching
have to join.
as well. Ignacio, if you're watching the stream, hope everything's well in Madrid. There's a high press there from Cameron Colton, but the ball's past him. And James Tate's there after the ball, barreling his way through the back of Victor Kang. But it's Kent who come away.
About 11 minutes left in this half. Salisbury looking to make a push.
think the difference in this game, you can tell, has been the quality of Kent. There's a first pass astray for a long time.
Kent's defense has definitely been very, very good throughout this whole game. Up the middle, they've been compact and stopped almost everything that's come through. So.
And Motor with a 1-2, but the player running onto the ball was offside. I feel like the midfield collapsing's been very helpful for Kent today.
Salisbury crowd's getting into it, showing some support for the boys as they look to make a push down 2-0.
And I feel the midfield collapsing onto the defence has helped, collapsing onto the ball, not giving the Salisbury players much time and space. I think Smith's been isolated in this game. He hasn't really had much around him. As the midfield for Salisbury is tended to be very deep. And there's a giveaway. And again, vulnerable on the counter-attack of the Knights as Bittner tries to chase the number 13. As there's a ball into the area and Victor Kang's in and he can't put it past Wesley Cobb. And a chip over the top and it bounces out just wide of the left post. And it's a goal kick for the Knights. Very good save there by Wesley Cobb. Alex Salvatore will come into the game for Gates Jansen. Salvatore playing at left back, usually a striker, but playing different positions like many of these Knights can. And Bittner will get there first and just put it out for a throw-in. Knights have had the majority of the possession in this second half, but it just appears that Kent are getting a stranglehold in this game now. His chances for the Knights have been few and far between despite this possession. 8 minutes and 30 seconds to change that as James Tate tries to play a ball forward towards Colton. Colton using his pace to get there, and he'll win a throw-in high up the field. Smith dancing around the defender. And again, there's no free kick given. I'm sorry, this is getting absurd. He dances around the defender and then receives a shoulder into the face. It's the second time from that position that Smith's been fouled and it's not been given. As McIntosh tries to get around a couple of people and he does so. But then there was one too many for him to deal with. So that was a free kick and a very good opportunity for shooting. It wasn't given by the referee. The ball's played through there and Diego Narvaez deals with that nicely. James Taylor got the end of that and try and play it forward to Ian Smith, but the pass is just a bit too far ahead of him. And Smith takes one off the dome. And that'll be a throw-in for Kent. Seems to be wayward passes that have cost the Knights in this game. A couple of the goals coming off mistakes in the midfield. And going forward, it's been a very, very good build-up play in the moves, but the final pass hasn't quite been there. So I'm sure that'll be something that Coach Paul will be working on before Saturday's game. Salvatore wins the ball there and knocks it back to Cameron Colton. Now Yannick Ast under pressure from Perry Kingston, who wins the ball. But Ast wins the ball back again. And played up towards Luis Ballester. Here's Yannick Ast down the right wing. He's pressured well there by the defence, and it'll lead to nothing. Just a goal kick. And a lot of substitutions here. It's Caleb May's coming on, as is Matthew Benham and Gates Jansen. Through ball towards number 19. And a good tackle there from Narvaez. Ball's cleared away and there's a slip there. Matthew Benham's on the end of it. He'll cut it back, but he's got 4 players around him. But the ball bounced towards the Kent defender.
Nice. Oh, I'm sorry. 14, is it? Yeah, it is.
Another close try by Kent.
And there's a corner. Corner will be taken short. And the return pass, and the man's offside. Not the brightest moment for Kent. There's a giveaway. And May will get on the end of it, and he'll spring Smith forward. Smith again in a 1-on-3 situation. And he's just been isolated this game. There's been balls forward towards Ian Smith, and there's been 3 on him, and he's not been able to do anything with it. A 1-on-1 situation. My money's on Ian Smith every single time, but it's a 1-on-3. There's not a lot you can do. He's not had players running off him. The ball's just been given up to him, and he's been closed down from every angle. There's not a lot you can do in games like this. As Johnson tries to get round Aston, can't quite get there. And the ball sprayed right towards Matthew Benham. Benham with a little step over. It's a 1-on-2 again. He's isolated, no support near him. And that'll be a goal kick for Kent.
This game begins to wind down here. We have another game on Saturday. The Salisbury Knights football takes on Taft at 3 o'clock. And we're looking to have a Beeling on wheels down here at the field. So Nia does a great job of cooking some good chicken tenders and fries down there. So should be an interesting one. Definitely about to be some good food for the attendees.
So yeah, if you can't get yourself down here, obviously there's always a way you can watch it. And that's on the Sarum Knight YouTube channel where you are right now. 3 o'clock. As the Knights still look to take on the Rhinos. We've got a stoppage here. Not entirely sure why. But player resume with 2 minutes and 7 seconds left. Kingston battling with Narvaez, and Kingston gets the best of it. He's dancing through, but he's triple teamed there. But he still comes away with the ball, showing his class. And gets it wide. It's number 18. I'll spray it back towards the defence. Kent controlling possession now. Looking to eliminate any sniff the Knights have to get back into this game with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. As the ball bounces back towards the Kent player on the edge of the box and it's cleared away.
Cameron Colton chasing down the defender.
Still going hard.
Nice to see that. Love the hustle. Winston Jules shouting there. So it's good to see. Good attitude despite being down 2-0 in the game. It's tough for him to get there, but still getting there, showing his work rate. There's a foul there by Juan Levy, and Kent will get a free kick and take more time off the clock.
Can you drive me back?
I'm not a city boy. You gonna be alright? My commentators are afraid of bugs. Little wee little bugs. Last 20 seconds.
Clock. Liam, is the clock match up?
Alright.
20 seconds left in the match today.
Magic hands Morsh out here treating one of the Salisbury players.
Oh, there's a wasp right there. Right there.
OMG, we're in the country.
Ben Scully's got a wasp right now.
I'm just pointing out that there's a wasp.
Right in front of the lens.
Right in front of the lens.
Right in front of the lens, so if you can get a switch to that camera there. Might be a nice little angle, but
The player has
the player's
been
not.
taken off the field on his own power.
Good to see.
Now he's going to go and get the magic from Mr. Morsh,
Dr. Morsh.
Dr. Morsh. He has a God-given gift of healing our players. So does a great job. Definitely one of the favorite faculty on the campus.
Favorite faculty? Really?
Well,
Are we going that far? Is he in the top 10, you think?
I think he's definitely a top 10 faculty here in
Oh
Salisbury.
my goodness. Dr. Willie Morsh?
So is this
Dr. Willie Morse, you said? Yeah, he's definitely a top 10 faculty.
I mean, if you're a top
So as this game winds down,
probably be a top 10.
Where's Mr. J? in
with
that?
2 seconds and 1.
Like a top
Mr.
35.
Yeah, Mr. J, you're definitely top 5.
Top 5?
And as clock expires, Salisbury drops to 1-2, and Ken moves to 1-0.
Final score of 2-0. I've been Kyle Watson, alongside me Sterling Gregg. Sterling, tough situation, but who would you give the Greggy Man of the Match award today?
I'd say number 20 on Kent definitely was all over the field, causing havoc throughout the whole game. He's very fast, very intelligent on the field, caused havoc on the Salisbury defenders, but overall, I think he was probably the best player on the field today.
So Mohamed Tozio, Sterling Gregg Man of the Match award. Thank you for tuning in today. We'll see you on Saturday as the Salisbury Knights take on the Taff Rhinos. Thank you.